All right. Hey guys, Kate Miller here, and I am joined today by my very special guest, attorney Stephanie Ross. Stephanie is one of the attorneys at Miller Bowles Law, and we have been working with all of our clients throughout everything going on with the COVID-19 pandemic. And Stephanie and I specifically had spent a lot of time talking about issues that might be coming up as people are at home together a lot and considering potentially separating. And we thought it would be helpful to get some information out there for folks who might be considering separation. So Stephanie, what are you feeling like at this point in terms of just general advice that you could give folks about the status of things right now and what they should and shouldn't be doing if they are considering separation?
Well, one of the things that I've been kind of telling people is first and foremost is we need to make sure that you're safe, that your children are safe. And the courts, unfortunately, while they're closed for substantive hearings, they are open for emergency hearings such as domestic violence protection orders and emergency custody. So
Right.
if anybody were to feel unsafe, the best thing to do would be try to reach out to an attorney to determine if we can contemporaneously file a domestic violence protection order at the same time that they leave their home, or file an emergency custody on the basis of physical or sexual abuse, or for the other party absconding from the jurisdiction for the purposes of taking the child away from North Carolina.
Right. Yeah.
So that would be first and foremost is to deal with that safety issue, and then secondly, I've been thinking that the courts, while not open for substantive hearings, they are open for filing. So on the financial side, we can still file for child support, alimony, post-separation support, and get that ball rolling so that when the courts do open for substantive hearings, we can already have had that filing done.
Right. You kind of get, jump to the front of the line, ready to go as soon as the courts open back up for us. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's what I was been telling people. And then I've also been kind of discussing the fact that if either party's income has been affected by the COVID virus.
Right, which is happening a lot, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it has. If anybody's been now unemployed or their income has been cut significantly, that will likely have an effect on child support, post-separation support, or alimony, whether you're receiving it or paying it.
Right. Definitely something to think about, kind of keeping track of those finances and what the incomes are looking like at this point. I want to remind folks that with these emergency issues, especially that Stephanie was mentioning, the domestic violence or any kind of issues relating to emergency custody for your children, we can schedule, you can actually go online and schedule consultations with us just directly online, just clicking a link. We can post that for you. And obviously, we're doing this meeting and this video conference with you by Zoom, so we can do your consultation by Zoom or by telephone, whichever one you're more comfortable with, and whatever you think might be safest. So we can do it all online and get you set up as best we can. So Stephanie, what advice would you have for folks, just generally speaking, in terms of meeting with an attorney during this time, either by, Zoom or telephone, and what kind of general advice they could get from attorneys at this point versus an in-person meeting later?
Well, one thing, just to be sure that all communications with your attorney do need to be private and confidential. Whoever, maybe if you can't have third parties, especially someone who may potentially be an opposing party if you were to proceed present or in hearing distance. So if you are having a Zoom or telephone conference, then just to try to make sure that you can do that privately. Yeah. And then in general, just as a general rule of thumb, I would say, financially speaking, when you're getting ready for separation, don't make any big purchases, don't pay off any debts. Just try to keep your finances at the same level that they currently are, and keep your spending as what they typically are. Keep your spending at your typical amount. Yeah. And then speak with an attorney about your specific situation.
Definitely. Yeah. So that you can get that specific to your case tailored advice, so that, if there's anything maybe unusual about your case, whether it's, you're commission based, or, you maybe you're one of those people who, got laid off or got your hours cut significantly, and you really want to get good specific information after going over all the info with your attorney. Yeah, I think that's important. So good advice. Thanks, Stephanie. We will be back, guys, with more information very soon. As soon as we get updates from the court, anything that we can do to help you guys out during this time, we're here to help. And thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.